folks, welcome back to Visits with SoxyNana Alice. I'm Alice, your yarn host today, and I'd like to welcome you here around the craft table. And again, I have no mic, so please bear with me. I have ordered one and it should be here soon. Anyways, welcome and welcome back to all my OGs and all my newbies. I've had a lot of new subscribers again, a little bit of an uptake, so thanks for coming and spending your time with me here in the craft room. Pour yourself a little something from a little orange teapot. Today in my Knitting Keeps Me From Unraveling mug that Bev gave me. Thank you so much, Bev. I have some special tea. Now, where did I put that tea packet? It's by Metz, M-E-T-Z-T, and it is a strawberry Long Island. It smells really good. It has a nice hint of strawberry in there, and it is a very, very good tea. When I go through my stuff and I find the packet that I dropped. Oh, I found it. Hang on one second. Excuse me. Yeah, that's how it is around here. Totally off the cuff. Not a lot of editing. I do edit out my swears and my coughs and what have you, but other than that, this is what you see is what you get. This is the tea. It's Long Island Strawberry 950 Luscious Strawberry and Green Tea. It says mental clarity, and that's what we all need these days, eh? That's the packet. I'll go behind here. And this is a luxury ingredients are green tea, strawberry, papaya, cornflower, and natural flavors. And it says on the side, and this is interesting. I thought this was interesting. Nitrogen flushed. Okay. Interesting. So anyway, so that's the tea we're drinking today in the little orange teapot. So please help yourself. You are more than welcome to as much tea as you desire. And if you brought your own, that's awesome too. I'm so happy for those of you that bring your own, because then you get what you like. Okay. Yeah, where you can find me on the interwebs is Instagram, Facebook, and I have an email account. My Instagram is SoxyNana. My email is my email is SoxyNanaAlice, all one word, @gmail.com. And on Facebook, I am SoxyNana Alice as well. Oh, and of course, down below, instead of putting all my information and links to patterns, I put the link to my Ravelry page, project page. And that way you can check out all the stuff I'm doing, been done, etc., and it'll push you into Ravelry there. I know some of you aren't good with Ravelry, so if there's anything you need to know, just leave me a comment below, or go ahead and email me at SoxyNanaAlice@gmail.com, and I'll get as much information to you as I possibly can. And of course, thank you all for your awesome comments. It's been so nice to see a lot of the OGs still sticking around this year, and I'm so happy to be back into a regular weekly podcast routine. Well, so what's been happening? This weekend was a great weekend. The weekend before was even better. I'm like, oh my goodness, I've been having such great time since we've been home from the trailer. And yeah, I was out at both my daughters. I had a card and bonfire night at my oldest, and at my youngest, we went out for lunch and had a lovely visit with her and got to check out the chickens and everything out there on her little farm. And to this past weekend, I made borscht with a recipe from one of the girls from the lake, and I did that at my daughter Laura's. And then, of course, I went to the knitting club yesterday, the Naughty Knitters, on Sunday. On Sunday I went to the Naughty Knitters, and we'll get into that a little later because I got some tips from them. And what else did we do? Monday night is going to be a bonfire at friends of ours in the country, and that's awesome. I always look forward to seeing them. So yeah, we've been getting a lot of yard work done and what have you, and getting all caught up with all the laundry and all the fall work, cleaning up all the yard and what have you, and yeah, getting some knitting done. So without further ado, let's get into the nitty goodness. Oh, I have knitting and I have cross stitch for you. I know, right? You knew last week that I was looking at that cross stitch pattern, but we'll get to that in a minute. We'll start off with my gaudy cardi, living in my butterfly bag that I made myself. This is the pattern. You guys know the pattern. The guys that have been here with me before. This is the Gaudy Cardi by Julie Knits in Paris. I've made this once already, ripped it all back. Yeah, I'm one of those people. If I don't like it, it gets pulled back. I'm using Drops Nord, and I'm using wool that I got from Manjusha Fiber Arts. That's Tammy Ivanko out here in Lorette, Manitoba. That's her ball band, or that's her card anyways. It is 75% Corriedale, 25% silk. No. This is her fiber. This is for something else. That information. That was for my spinning bat that I had. Sorry, that's Corriedale and silk. This is just a merino nylon wool in the colorway Golden Hour. And this is, I've used this for another sweater, the Shima, and I pulled that back too. See? If you don't like your sweaters anymore, just pull them back and reknit something else. You don't have to go buy new wool. Shh. I shouldn't have said that, but okay. Sometimes we have to do that. So, when I last spoke to you, where are we? I haven't got much done. I've only got maybe 2 inches. I'm almost ready to split for sleeves. And I've done 2 inches or so. My marker's right here. I was up here before. Now I've finished the color work. And I'm getting down to the area where we have to split for sleeves. Isn't that beautiful? Still loving it. Still loving it. And I'm not going to get bored because the bottom of this, I'll be looking forward to, because the bottom of this pattern has some color work as well. So I'll move down my Progress Keeper, which is a little one from Joe's Garden. Yeah, there we go. And I got my little, yes, I have my needle stoppers, and yes, I need them, because if I don't have them on there, all these stitches will be off these needles. So it's on a pretty small cord. So yeah, once it gets onto the body, I won't have a problem with the cord. Isn't that beautiful? It's turning out just gorgeous. I'm so pleased with that. So yeah, that is my first whip that I've been working on. I haven't been working on everything. I'm not working on Walter's socks. I got the second one to do. I got partway into that. I've got the heel flap done and the gusset, and now I just have to work on the foot. So I'll get that finished in a few weeks. But I really have been doing quite a bit more work on that new test knit that I'm doing for Beatrice Mase for her H sweater. Did I put the pattern in the bag? Probably not, because I was looking at it. Where did I put you? Here we go. She writes up her patterns very effectively, because she puts little tiny tick boxes when you have to do rows, repeat the rows. So I'll put a little snippet in here, right here. I'll put a little snippet in here of just 1 or 2 of the rows, and it shows you how she puts it in, so you can tick it off. It's kind of cool. So I'll take a little picture of that without doing the pattern, giving anything away. And this is what the sweater's going to look like. I know there's a couple of people. Mandy from Mandy Von Knits. Hi, Mandy. She's already put this on a list for to do. I'm really hoping this gets out by Christmas, before Christmas. But this is the H sweater by Beatrice Mase. It's beautiful, 2-color. You can do as many as you like. You could even do minis and go through and stripe it at the bottom and do the top in a solid color, which would look really pretty. Like a very neutral on top, and then a whole bunch of minis on the bottom. Do a fade even. That would look really good too. I really think that would be nice. So far I'm using my friend's, here, I'll just show you this part here. There. I'm using her guide to go up the rows. I'm not using my tablet for this one. I'm using the actual paper pattern, and I'm marking it off with a highlighter as I go up the chart. It is charted. Okay. I don't believe, I looked at the pattern, and it is not written for the charted pattern. You have to be able to follow a chart. And yeah, here's my progress. When I last spoke to you, I was up here. So I've done a good 2.5 inches on this one. Oh, that color work's turning out nice. You know, in person, it looks quite faded, but on the camera, it looks so good. And I think once it's been washed and blocked, steamed and blocked, it's going to look really great. I love this texture up here. As much as I really wasn't happy with doing this texture, because it is a staggered knit 2, purl 2. Well, actually, it's a purl 2, knit 2 through the back loop pattern. So it's kind of a tough one. All the increases are in the top. It's really cool. Now, it says that when you're comfortable, approximately 8 inches split for sleeves, but I'm going to do 10 from the collar. Again, I was talking to a very good friend at my knit club. Oh my gosh, you know her. Anyway, she's say hi. She's helping me out. She helped me out here, and she told me that, yeah, 10 inches is probably a better one for me. And yeah, I brought it home, like she said, and I put it up against a sweater that I already have with a crew neck. And I went ahead and sure enough, 10 inches from the edge of this collar or rib section, I'm gonna split for sleeves. So I got a couple more inches to go. And she showed me an app, and I can't get a good one on my phone because she's got an iPhone. If you have an iPhone, check out an app called Measure, I believe it's called. And you can actually use your phone to measure without using a tape measure. It's really kind of cool. Anyways, I couldn't find one for my Android, but if you know of one, leave me a comment below. It uses the camera on your phone, and you click it, and it puts a dot, and then you just move your phone and then click it again, and it'll tell you the measurement there. It's kind of cool. I thought that was neat. But anyways, it was on her iPhone. I just put this little bulb marker up here because this is actually the center back. Because as you see, as you're moving down, it looks like it's not centering, but that is the center back. So yeah, so here you go. Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. So yeah, I got a couple more inches to go, and then I'm going to split for sleeves and onto the body. As it is now, it's taking me, 2 rows takes me about an hour and a half. So yeah, it's a long haul. There's a lot of stitches on this one. And this is in I knit so I don't, oh, and I also got my little stitch toppers on there. I love these little stitch toppers. They're so cute. Okay. And as you know, in the past, I've used earplugs. I've used little holders of various kinds, whatever works out. But a friend of mine sent those to me, so I'm going to use them. So yeah, it's in my I Knit So I Don't Kill People bag. It's the very first bag that I made myself with these metal hoops or metal, what are they called? I don't know. They make the bag look like a doctor bag or a carpet bag. And all mine are coat hangers that I cut and I bent them to shape. And then I took the ends and I put tape on them. Here, let's see if I can put them on. Yeah, there you go. See that? I just put electrical tape on the end of the coat hanger after I bent it, and it works perfect. So, yeah, I don't think I sell these to anybody, but if it's just for me, you know, I don't care if it's a coat hanger. The first ones I bought were Emmeline bags, they're called. That's the name of the company that puts them out and provides you with the pattern online, free pattern. And yeah, that's, so once I had one of them, it was a beautiful set in chrome. I just cut my own to shape, to fit. It works out good. So yeah, so those are my 2 big whips that I've been working on diligently this week. And I have been working on my socks, which you call it car knitting, but now I'm calling it bike knitting because I'll put a little snippet in a bit. Actually, I'll put in a snippet right here. been riding my bike and knitting at the same time and watching episodes of Mad Men. I'm on season 4. 4? Yeah, I think I'm on season 4. Yes, not 4. Episode 3. It is such a good show. Anyways, so I've been doing that and trying to get my range of motion going in my knees and my legs, getting some, getting my heart rate up and working on getting my quads strengthened so that I can do more walking this winter and in the summer, in the spring. Okay, so those are my socks that I'm working on. That's an opal yarn, and yeah. So I have one more knitting project that I'm doing. I am doing now. I'm going to put a picture in here. It's a mal that I am doing with Buddy MUFF Designs, who is Mona, and she has started now. If you haven't started Clue 1 and you're doing this mal as well, make along, this knit along, look away now, and I'll put a little timestamp in so that when I'm done, you can just click over to that timestamp. So what I did was, you were supposed to pick out, I think it's like 8 colors, and we could use scraps or anything we wanted, and she kind of, would like us to use scraps, of course. So I started, and I put them all into these Ziploc bags and put them onto a quilt pin. So I've got them all set up. There's kind of a bluey brown and a real dark red, and this one I'm switching from this green to an orange because I don't like the way it's turning out. And it's a colorwork cowl, guys. It is so fun. I've never done a mystery. This is my very first mystery knit along. Like I told you before, I get such anxiety, so I even had to show everybody in the group. It's over on Ravelry. I showed everybody in the group my colors, and I said, what should I pick? And they just said, go for it. So I did. So I've got a blue, and there's 2 different colors of blue there, but this is going to be a scrappy project, so I'm just going with the flow. I'm just trying. I'm trying so hard not to do matching, and just, well, matching to somewhat degree. Like, I don't want, it to be too clashy, but I got some light blue, some little bit of flora, drops flora. Most of this is scraps from my advents over the past couple of years. That's kind of a yellowy orange. And now this one, you'll see in a minute, this one is an old Knit Picks Palette Twist fingering weight yarn. And it's a double color. It's twisted, so marled, I guess you call it marled, right? I'm not sure that's going to work. So I switched it up to a cream, and now I'm going to switch it after the cream. I'll probably switch it to this beige or to this light pink. It needs to be a lighter color. That's what it says in the notes. Yeah, so the pattern is still $1, and you grab the pattern for $1, and then you get linked into the Ravelry group, and yeah, we can share a pattern. So if you haven't seen Clue 1 yet, this is half of Clue 1. This is the first page. There's another page with 2 more charts on it, but this is the first one. Yeah, it's pretty ugly, guys. It's going to be a cowl. So it starts off here at the bottom with a provisional cast on for the cowl, or you can make a scarf. And then I started the chart, and I put the colors in where they were supposed to go. But see, in here, the marled color is definitely kind of fading away. So I switched it to the cream. And here, where this kind of green is here, that's going to switch to an orange. No, actually this one. It's going to switch to the orange. So yeah, we'll see. I'm going to play around with the colors as I go, and I'm just going to mix and match it as I go. I got lots of scraps, use up some scraps, and yeah. So I'm stealing my scraps from my C2C crochet blanket. My crochet C2C memory blanket that I'm doing. I'm swiping some of the minis from there. So yeah, so this is a 4-clue pattern. And there's a pattern is going to come out, or section is going to come out, I think it's every 2 weeks, pretty close. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be neat. Or every week. Every week, I think it's every week. I like the top one. It's kind of cool. This one's kind of iffy. But I've never done this kind of fair isle or colorwork knitting, and this makes me think of who's the, you're screaming at me, who's the ones that do the Marie Wallen, I think it is. Always loved her stuff, but I've never had the inkling to make it. I don't think that it would look really that good on me, and especially if I'm not good at color. I'm really not good at color, so yeah, so it's coming along. I got one more chart to do, or two more little charts to do, and that finishes off clue 1. So that's good. And of course it is in the round, and then look at these horrible ends, and then the ends you can just knot them and stick them in because it will be sewn up, so I'm not too worried. Makes me think of my color work scarf that I finally finished at the beginning of last year. Yeah, beginning of last year, the really long one, and I used all those little color work motifs from Pinterest. If you just go onto Pinterest and look up, I used cross stitch border patterns free, and it brought so many up, and you can get all kinds of cross stitch animal patterns, cross stitch, and it brings up the borders, and those are just the small ones that you can put into little motifs. And I just collected a bunch, printed them up, and there you go. Anyways, okay, so that's that. And thank you so much for Mona for putting on this lovely make along, and it's going to be funny. It's going to be fun. I'm definitely an anxiety person when it comes to mysteries. Okay, before I get into the last whip that I've just started, I wanted to tell you that this is my rocket tee. This is the very first rocket tee that I made. I made it with drops Nord. I think this was Nord in goldenrod and in this rusty color. I don't remember what color it's called. This is come on, Daria, this is your wool here. Go back and check it out. Cloud9 Fiberworks, and the colorway is, I can't remember, and I love it, but I love this colorway. It's the greens. I still have quite a bit of this left over. I could probably make myself a pair of socks out of it, but I did it exactly to pattern with the eyelets down the side as well as on the raglan increases. I did the pattern just to pattern, and yeah, and I really like this pattern. I made it a little bit longer. Not fussy on doing an I-cord on the band at the bottom because it does roll up. But this is, one of my favorite sweaters. And I didn't do any sleeves on this one. This is actually just, I think I did one more set because I think I split for sleeves right on the beginning of the orange, or beginning of that gold. So I did a little tiny bit of the gold so that it would pull it away from this stripe, and then did the I-cord here and here. And the I-cord on the bottom, I actually, here, I'll show you. The I-cord on the bottom, I did in the gold. So yeah, so that's my rocket tee, my very first one. I've got a few of these I've made. I really, really like this pattern. So my last but not least whip that I started, oh, here we go. And it's in my butterfly cross stitch bag that I made myself just for this project. And I am doing the Eat, Sleep, Craft, Repeat by Stitchrovia. And I got using my little ditty bag here that's for catching all my bits of leftover thread, and actually I just keep it beside me, and it's got my wool in there too. So yeah, it's catching all the little threads, and that's by Toby Knits. And actually I put my needles in here because I don't have a needle minder, so my needle minder broke. So I just kind of pushed my needles in there. And I bought myself some new needles. And from Toby Knits also sent me, that's my glasses, also sent me some of the threads from hers. She's got one of those Eat, Sleep, Craft, Repeats, but she got hers from England. So the colors didn't really match up. Thank you, Anne. But yeah, they didn't really match up. I'm going to end up using some of them because some of them are very, very close, but I did book it out to Michael's yesterday before I went to my Naughty Knitters group, Norwood Naughty Knitters group, and I did pick up some new ones, and I put them on these little cardboard spools. For those of you that aren't interested in cross stitch, sorry, but it's the cross stitch time. So I did start it. I am using a hoop, and there she is. that's the craft. And I'm working on, just started doing the repeat. Now, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden I don't have the right color to finish off this ribbon. So I'm going to finish the whole thing before I get to it. And it's supposed to be really dark, but I have a funny feeling that I used up the dark right over here. But yeah, I shouldn't have done this at night. I should just knit at night and do cross stitch during the day so that I can see the actual real colors in the daylight. So yeah, so I am using a hoop because I don't have a lot of, this is old fabric and I just grabbed it out of my stash. I have just a small stash and yet just barely fits in that hoop, but that's okay. It will be big enough, it will work. So yeah, so that's all of my stuff in here. See, these are the needles I got. I got 26, number 26. Should have got a bigger size. That's by DMC. I should have got a little bit bigger hole. Not good at that either. I'm going to have to work. You know, I haven't, when I did cross stitch, there wasn't any of this, like lots and lots of little notiony things for cross stitchers. It was basically you got your thread, skeins of thread, you got your pattern, you did a counted cross stitch off of the pattern, paper pattern. That was it. Or it all came in a kit and you got the needle given to you. But now you've got all kinds of little goodies, grime guards, and I do have a grime guard. I made myself one. I might make a grime guard for this one. Maybe I should make it in this fabric if I've got any left. So for this small hoop, but yeah. So I'll put my pattern back away. Yeah, so I bought some new and I matched up some of the ones that Anne gave me because it doesn't look like I'll need a lot of that color. And that's it. Oh, also I will not make another bag with a zipper. I don't know how many times I keep catching, sorry, excuse me, I got thread and fuzz up my nose. I keep catching my thread in the zippers. So in the future, I'm just going to use poppers. I'm going to make it a flap, a fold over flap, and just put, 2 or 3 poppers because I do just grab it from the top. So yeah, that'll work really good, I think. So that's it for today, folks. I'm so happy to be back. Like I said, I'm going to be running about a half an hour show once a week with luck and with health permitting. And next week, I will see you again. Thanks for stopping by. You're welcome to stick around as long as you like around the craft table, finish up and have a chat and, have a snack. Have another cup of tea out of a little orange teapot. Okay, guys, take care, knit with love, and we'll see you next week. Bye now. Mwah.